Oh, you're going to run in here and punch up before me because you just have to be first in line, don't you, Matt? You pee on the clock right before you have to leave? Well, piss away then. Oh my God, I know you didn't do that. Well, it was always a pleasure to work with you, Matt. So where are you going now, Matt? I do not consent to searches, surveillance, monitoring, or supervision, and have not been invited to testify. I'll see y'all later. All right. He's buying beer. Ugh. He waited for the very second that I finished that paperwork, and then he darted off to the bathroom. And then when I sat down to clock out, he ran into the office and clocked out ahead of me. He did not ask my permission to testify in any matter. It's 7:29 now. And did not invite me to testify. So I think that's the game that he's playing, because I see that routine. Madeline does it if she gets there when I'm leaving. He waited till I walked out the store, though, before he went and got his beer. He always buys alcohol when he leaves. Yeah, and he said that, yes, Wayne is, in fact, a dope dealer. Sells his mother marijuana. So that is what it is. I was not at any point informed of any type of monitoring or searches in progress at any point. Never have been any place I've ever worked, or any other place for that matter. And I did not go anywhere near the bathroom with him. He just, as soon as I finished wrapping up, as I was wrapping up the Register 1 paperwork, he'd been over talking to Abney. He wouldn't even watch me doing it or anything. And he immediately made a beeline to the bathroom. But he wasn't supervising me while I was doing the closing paperwork, so why was he just standing there in case I had a question, I guess? But sometimes people don't know that they have questions because they don't know what they're doing. So they might not ask a question when they should. But I did not give him any kind of permission to go testify or turn in tapes or anything like that, or admit anything to an administrative record. So never have to him or anybody else. But I always see that routine at the end of my shift if I'm working with somebody. And if somebody comes in, and that's, it's the same deal. I'm tired. I'm tired. I did not engage in any form of illegal or immoral behavior while I was working at Circle K, or before or after. I did not engage in any type of drug activity or other illegal behavior. I've never done drugs a day in my life, and I did not consume any alcohol. I've had 3 alcoholic beverages in a year or so. I don't know what else to say. I'm so tired of dealing with people playing games with me that it's unbelievable. It really is. And it was the same thing before. Officer Vern came in there. He was subservient to Matt. He's a police officer. He made a big statement. Hello, Matt. You know, like Matt was the king of the hill or something. That he completely ignores me and doesn't try to talk to me or anything. So, and then he and the other officer will go to the door and just stand there talking really almost in a whisper. If they don't do it there, they'll do it over the polar cops. So this is all a game at my expense. And I'm supposed to be ignorant fuck and don't know. I was suspended for 5 days. So was Wayne. When Madeline knows what's going on there, so does everybody else there. You know, Wayne played a game and it didn't work. He is a dope dealer, so yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That's all I can say. You know, I'm not better than anybody else, but I don't go out of my way to hurt people or set them up, you know, and accuse them of things. So it's a big bad world. He's a big bad wolf. I got suspended. Well, there's no way that I could have won because either I stand up for myself, and that's what I did, and because I stood up for myself against a snitch, Wayne, then I'm suspended for that when everybody knows what happened. And my tape was conveniently erased, but I did do a Facebook narrative outlining the events that occurred, and, you know, he was playing some kind of game. He wanted me to sell beer to somebody that had already left the store. You can't do that, you know. Doing the 30-minute jag on the phone. Just, you know, it's unbelievable. Madeline says that I need to be retrained. Well, I only did 2 nights of training with Matt, and that was it. So, that I had 2 complaints that people say I was rude to them. One of them was a rich old lady with fancy clothes and jewelry who asked me to do a money order, and I tried to do a money order on the money order machine. I couldn't get it to work. So I told her, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't, I'm new, and I don't know how to make the money order machine work. The next girl should be here at 7, or very soon, since it's after 7. If you'd like to come back, you know, or else you could go to Walmart. That's the closest place, you know, where they sell money orders. And I wasn't rude to her at all. She's like, she's what she said, I'm not going to Walmart. Like it was, you know, against her religion to go to Walmart. You know, and the other lady, I think, was a lady that wanted me to give her 2 packs of cigarettes for the price of 1. I charged her for 1 pack of cigarettes. I told her what the special was, 2 for this special price. 2 for this special price. And, I mean, do you want 1 or 2? And she said 1. And, so I rang her up, and then she told me, oh, you forgot to give me my 2nd pack of cigarettes. I said, I only charged you for 1 pack of cigarettes. So, that's what it was. I think what Matt did is he stood over there by Abney, Lulu is her name, and whatever it is he's doing, he didn't make any type of announcement or speak loudly announcing any type of notice or invitation to testify or anything like that. And then he made a beeline straight to the bathroom, where I am pretty sure, based on my experience in the past with other snitches, that he goes in there and fakes an invitation to me or fakes consent from me for him to testify. I've seen it over and over again. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's so unbelievable, really. So, I was still wrapping up my paperwork with a rubber band and had to find a rubber band when he walked past me and made a beeline to the bathroom. So, and I mean, that's what I see, and I see it over and over and over again. So, other places I've been, it's the beginning of my shift and the end of my shift. It's always the end of my shift. An unbelievable Circus Vargas games that snitches play. Waiting out by the door for me to walk out. And I mean, as soon as I walk out the door, running and jumping into a waiting vehicle. And, I mean, running like they're on fire. And I don't know, it's like they got a race or something for some reason, like they're trying to beat me somewhere. So, and then the thing with the cell phone calls in the bathroom, that's what it is. I've caught them doing that over and over again. So they'll grab a phone and run into the bathroom. That happened to me at Exxon. I did not make or receive any phone calls at work yesterday. Nobody's ever given me the first clue about anything. Nobody's ever invited me to testify. Nobody's ever informed me of the opportunity to testify. Nobody's ever asked my consent that they can testify. I've never given anybody permission to monitor me or supervise me. There's nothing else to say. The informants, all they do is they make an agreement, and they just stand there whispering to each other and ignore me completely. And then they dart out to go, say that they have my permission and stuff. There's no way for me to have any knowledge. I had no knowledge of the purposes that Matt had when he went to the bathroom. He did not tell me what he was going to do, nothing like that. Nobody ever has. I'm not a mind reader. How could I possibly know? And I should have surmised why. Because he walked past me like he had how many times? The whole night, So anyway, yes, I am overheating again up to the halfway mark. Wow, it's really nice to have a vehicle to drive again. (7:41), Jake has to be in school in 19 minutes. Here we are. The New Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church. God love us all for going to church when we're supposed to. We never go to church. But, I drive past two churches there. Friday. Okay, I am building smoke now. Oh God, I hope Jake didn't oversleep. That steam that's coming out of that hose. He couldn't have taken his bike. Oh, there's Jake. He's not dressed yet. He's still in his pajamas. Lovely. Jake must have overslept. See, now the steam is gone. Brooke was taken off the schedule. But she likes Matt the most, and he even said that, she talks to him about issues of managing the store. He's not a manager, and she has an assistant manager, so she may have just used it as an excuse. And there's Paul. The landlord and Paul. How you doing?
You know what that is, okay? 5-day notice to vacate. You need to be out of here in 5 days. If you're not, we're going to file eviction in the court, and you'll be gone within a couple of weeks, okay? All right? So that's the first step, all right? You understand?
Right. You didn't put the address at the top.
Doesn't have to be an address on it. It's just I'm putting it in your hand, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
If you want me to put an address on there, I will, okay?
They can reject it in court if it doesn't have an address.
So I have to get dressed and all that crap.
Hey.
All right. You ready, Jake?
Yeah. What's that about?
He gave us a 5-day notice to vacate. And he said if, isn't that funny, he just happened to pull up right then. He said we had 5 days to leave, and if we didn't, then he would file for an eviction in court, and we would have to leave within a couple of weeks from then. He was angry, too.
What for?
Non-payment of rent is what it says. But I don't have to pay him rent if he's going to let people spy on us in our house and harass us and not do anything about it and tell me that the woman's only recording what she can hear in her apartment. He knew that, and he admitted that to me. So
How do you mean it?
I said, I think she's recording, she's surveilling this apartment up here from downstairs. And he said, oh, it's only what she can hear down there.
Oh, so yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's admitted it.
If we go to court, we'll win, actually.
Well, you have to pay your rent. And to recover from the losses, you have to file some type of a civil case against them or something. You have to show a reason to the judge. I think that you have to say why you shouldn't have to pay. But when somebody's violating your constitutional rights, you don't have to pay them rent. You don't have to stay there. They don't have to let you stay there. But you don't have to pay them. So,
I went like all the way up these roads.
yeah.
I had to walk most of the way.
Well, he was angry too. He was just, oh wow. Really?
Probably wrong lines.
Oh yeah, that's all Roland does is lie. You know, and Paul, you know, he didn't have any problem doing it, letting it all go on. It was all, you know, as long as everybody's getting what they want, then,
Okay, so, you'll pick me up?
yeah, I'll pick you up.
Okay. Do the front door, okay? Or the, side door, whatever. You got the placard?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So if I don't leave in 5 days, then he has to go to court and file an eviction, and then there has to be a court date.
Okay, wait, so first, this is going to be really funny. He's only get to stay like 2 months for free because he filed the court eviction. First, we don't leave in five days, then he'll file for a court eviction. God knows the fucking Louisiana courts, so it'll probably be a couple more weeks before we even get to court eviction. Before we even get to court eviction. I mean, before we even get to court. Yeah, before we even get to talk in front of a judge, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then, after that, after we tell him that we offered to pay rent and he refused to take it,
Yeah, I got him on video refusing to take my rent
then
money.
we'll get to stay, in the end, he'll get to stay for like 3 months or 3 because he filed that eviction.
He told me I had to give it to Roland. Well, I had it then, right then. I told him, you know, I got the rent money. I was going to go get a money order. You know, when can I give it to you? And he's like, no, don't give it to me. Give it to Roland. He said, no. He said, wait, don't pay it yet. I need to see if Roland's going to pay. But he said if I had it in the future to give it to Roland, not to him. You know, and well, I paid my bills and gave Roland the money to pay utilities, and guess what? Electricity got cut off, and so did the cable. So, I'm sorry.
What? Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, this is not.
Yeah. But he didn't have how much it's supposed to be on here or anything like that.
That's legal. Yeah.
If you don't have the address on there, the reason I told him that is because in the court, if you don't list everything on there, they can actually reject it as not being properly formatted and
So
stuff.
pick me up on that door, you know.
Okay.
What? I got my pen.
Bye. I love you. Okay. I guess it's not fun to play anymore. But yeah, I posted that on YouTube when I tried to give Paul the rent. He wouldn't take it. I had $300 to give him, and he wouldn't take it. He said, "No, you hold on to that and wait and see if Roland's going to pay." And then but that's the only reason I said that about the address is because that's one of the things on there. I don't know if particularly if it's the address, but if you don't have the correct information identifying that person, then actually, you know, you can have your paperwork rejected. Not that they would even care, because they probably wouldn't. But he admitted it. I said, I think the lady downstairs, somebody's surveilling this apartment. And he said, "Oh, no. It's just what she can hear," is what he said. So it's as I suspected that the claim is that these people can naturally overhear everything Jake and I say and do in our apartment. And, that's what it is. So it always, comes all at once, all these little terrible escapades that go on like this. Very painful and traumatic. Jake and I've been through it many times. Usually, I have the money to pay the rent. I can think of several circumstances where landlords filed eviction papers against me and Jake, and if you look at the eviction court records, you'll see the cases were dismissed because I had the money to pay, or else they refused to take it, and then they go into court. They filed eviction for non-payment, and then I remember on several occasions showing the money to the police. Just terrible situations that we've been through, really. And we'll make it through this one way or another. Roland was doing exactly what I said he was doing, and nothing else to say there. Matt said to me he wanted me to work for him on Saturday night, and then I said, fine. I said, but what about Madeline? Don't you have to ask her? He said, well, what she doesn't know won't hurt her, is what he said to me. And then I asked him about it again, so you want me to work for you Saturday night? He said, well, I have to get it approved through Madeline first. He said, once it's approved, then yeah. So I'm heated up 3/4 now. It's that loose seal. It's cold. So I'm going to go sit over here and, wait, I think I'll go sit over here instead and Snappy Scrub car wash. Let my engine cool. Yeah, it's the, go back down to halfway marked. It's just steam, it's not fire smoke, you know. It's 8:04. (8:04 a.m. Friday, December 12, 2014.